Drop your glasses, shake your asses, grab your protein. This is
Hey, what's going on, YouTube land? This is your boy TJ, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Wrestling Nostalgia, where I get the reviews for the WWE shows. And today we're going to be doing the Raw before the Royal Rumble. Oh, yeah. Yes, so we're going to do the review. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. So like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. Comment if you like, and all that good stuff. So we're going to get right into it. So we open up Raw with the World Heavyweight Champion, and Seth Rollins is coming out with, all the fans just granting him with all the elation and everything like that. And he comes out and he, talks about like how he sustained his injury and how he may, emphasis on may, have to miss WrestleMania. So out comes Gunther and they get into, words, and he tells Gunther, hey, whatever you gonna do or whatever to me, make an example, just go ahead and hurry up and do it because I ain't got time. So what's going on? So he said, nah, you ain't got to worry about them. You got to worry about me. So I'm just here to let you know, make a long story short, he let him know that, when he wins the Royal Rumble, he's going after Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins all trolled us because I'm thinking he had to relinquish the championship since he had to be out for 4 months, which is well beyond, the WrestleMania after time or whatever. So he lets it be know that, oh, I don't care what the doctors say or what they tell me, I'm still going to be at WrestleMania. He said, yep, that's the fighting spirit. But Gunther let him know that, yeah, I'm going after that back, I'm going after that leg, I'm going after whatever body part this ain't 100% because I am taking your championship. And I was like, well, it's on you. So then that's when Seth says, just know who you're calling out. And he said, yeah, and I know who I'm coming after. And I was like, damn, And then I think they had a little handshake, and then that was it for that segment. So we're going to see how everything unfolds, see if he makes it to WrestleMania and all the other good stuff. I'm not going to lie. What I thought was going to happen was that after Gunther would have attacked Seth from behind or something like that, and then Imperium beat him up, I thought Damian was going to cash in and then they was going to take the championship off of him so that way he could have healed up. But I guess that's not the direction they was going into. I guess I'm not a fortune teller. So that's what I thought was going to happen, but it didn't. But anywho's, that's when why did I want to say Day One? New Day came out and they attack Imperium, but right before their match, which leads to my next segment. That's when Imperium and Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods wind up having a match. Man, this match, this this was a very back and forth match. The match was pretty good, actually, minus the double count out. It kind of ended the same way last week. But, I mean, the story in itself, it makes sense for it to be that way because it's so brutal and they just don't care about who wins and who lost or whatever. But anyways, like, they had a very back and forth match, kind of more so, brawling, not like a whole bunch of wrestling holds or anything like that. But, push kind of shove, it was a double count out. Then they ended up fighting all over the arena, and then they ended up all going through a table. They stood on something. I think that was the wrestling equipment or something. And then, like, I think Imperium was about to put Xavier through the table. So then they wind up, Xavier wound up getting saved by Kofi, and he ends up, like, putting them all through the table. It was crazy. Like, it was a wild way to, like, end that. But we're going to see how everything goes. So next segment, it was the Judgment Day. And Rhea is basically picking on Damian. And she lets it be known that Damian can't go around picking fights. Like, he just wants to go around picking fights. You just want to pick fights. And I don't think that with everything's going on with Judgment Day that, Drew is Drew is the least of your worries, right? So he was saying now, like, look, Judgment Day business is going to be handled. I'm going to do it on my own against Damian Priest. I said against Damian Priest. Damian Priest is going to get it done against Drew McIntyre on his own. And he said that he's going to take care of Judgment Day business. So then Rhea winds up turning her focus to Finn Balor. Well, not Finn Balor at first, but JD and Dominic Mysterio, because Dominic has a match against The Miz later on tonight, and she lets it be known that she's disappointed that they didn't get the win last week. So then Finn is co-signed and said, yeah, she's disappointed, and yeah. Like, he was just like agreeing to everything she said. You think this is funny? She said, how about you go out to ringside with him and make sure that he gets that vicious side of him that I haven't seen in a while. So he said, oh yeah, you gonna get a vicious side, all right. So that's yet to be, determined, but so then we get into Ivy Nile and the interview segment that she had. So basically she's getting all hyped up. She's gonna fight I call her Val for short. Valhalla. Oh my goodness. Valhalla. So she's getting pumped up for a match or whatever, and Maxine is saying, yeah, she is pumped up, and they call her the pit bull for a reason. Yeah, she's gonna take care of business tonight. She said, yeah, they don't call me the no, she said she's gonna take care of that barefooted freak. I was like, wow. And then the rest of her teammates is like, yeah, like rooting her on. So everything and all of the good stuff. So we're gonna see how like the match goes. So we actually get to the match. So they actually had like a pretty back and forth match. And I don't know if anybody else notices this. But you talk about freaks out of nowhere. I don't know if anybody else noticed, but Nikki Cross was like in the background, like once the camera panned, and they did that on purpose. But I'm surprised like the commentary team didn't say anything about it. I was just like, y'all don't see that girl just walking by, just like nothing happened. I'm like, girl, this is not catering. You need to go back there. So basically they had a good little back and forth match. Ivy now winds up winning the match with a bulldog off the top rope, kind of homage to Trish Stratus, if you will. I think she calls it the pit bull or something like that, or the pit bulldog, and then she gets the 3 count. I already knew she was gonna win. Like, we're gonna see how she do at the Royal Rumble match, which I'm very excited for. So so then we get to the New Day and Jey Uso. So then he all like, yeah, you did a good job. Yeah, you did a good job out there, man. Yeah. So then the interviewer comes in, and then the Judgment Day, stop it. So she asks what's next basically for Kofi, and he basically lets it be known that like people think just because we the New Day and then we had the Bootios and the unicorns and stuff that we can't get down to business. But I'm gonna get down to business because next week I'm challenging Gunther because I'm tired of all these minions and his little henchmen coming in. I want to go to the head, okay? So I'm challenging him for the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, what's up? So I'm like, oh, okay. Never seen this side of Kofi in a minute. So we're gonna see how everything goes with that. But I like the fire though. Like, he let it be known. And then all of a sudden, Jey Uso, oh my goodness, he's just so oozy. He said, yeah. Yo, that man, whatever they pay him, do a double, okay? Do a double. Because, man, that man is really, he is definitely bred to win. They call him Main Event Uso for a reason. So then, the next segment we going to get into, everybody's favorite, yay, Nia Jax. She comes out and she lets it be known that, when she came face to face with Rhea Ripley, the world champion, she squashed her. When she came face to face, at WWE Day 1 against the man, Becky Lynch, she said Becky Lynch, no, my bad, my apologies. The man, Becky Lynch, she said I squashed her too. And guess what? At the Royal Rumble, I'm going to squash 29 other females, and I'm going to WrestleMania and challenging Rhea. So then Becky comes out and she said, oh, shut up. Now this is going to give you something else to talk about for the next 5 years. I was like, oh, nah. Why do I feel like it's going to be true? Yo, I do. I feel like that's gonna be true. So they kind of have a little back and forth, and she lets it be known that she gonna be the one that win the Royal Rumble. But then that's when Bailey comes out, and she lets it be known, neither one of you gonna win, because I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble. So then they ended up all getting into fisticuffs with each other. So then that's when they all squabbling out, fighting or whatever, because Bailey wound up saying that, oh, I'm going to be the one to win the Royal Rumble to Becky's face. And I'm going to be pointing to the sign. So she wound up pushing her. They wound up, like I said, getting into a little fisticuffs. So then all of a sudden, Nia Jax, the difference maker, she ends up, laying out Becky and throwing her over the top rope. And then she leg drops, Bailey to end the segment. Whew. I don't know how y'all do it, but whew. Surprised that neck ain't snapped clean off. Yo, like that was wild, but that ends the segment, and then Becky's all looking all. But like I said in my predictions video for the Royal Rumble, Women's Royal Rumble, I don't know why I don't feel like Becky's gonna win this. I think she's gonna win like the Elimination Chamber, like they always do for the World's Women's Championship, and we're gonna see like how everything pans out like that. But I don't know. I just don't got her winning the Royal Rumble. And I'm not gonna lie, she's not my favorite to win it. Like right now, to be honest, it's Bailey. Like I said before, check out my previous video. Bailey, I'm more interested and invested into their storyline and like how everything's gonna pan out with the group, because it does look like they're gonna like eventually like break up. But, neither here nor there. We're going to see how everything goes at the Royal Rumble. So we get to the next segment. That's when Becky looks all disheveled and embarrassed at what happened when she got thrown over the top. Maybe some foreshadowing. Yeah. At the Royal Rumble. We're not going to win it, right? So she winds up getting into it with Rhea a little bit. They have a little brief interaction. I couldn't really make out what she said to Rhea. What Rhea said to Becky. I think something along the lines of, what that happens at Royal Rumble, I guess we ain't going to have our match or something. I don't know, but I'll go back and watch it to see what they said. But she just, like, her voice was, like, really, really soft, so I couldn't really hear. I'm like, huh? What'd she say? Speak up! But we get into the next match. The next match. It is Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz. Man, they do a Colin elbow tie up, and then Dominic backs him up in the corner, slaps him, do the heelish thing, and then he winds up doing the same in return. They end up having a little back and forth, a little good match. To be honest, Dominic is really getting a lot exceptionally better. Like, to be honest, not that he ever put on like bad, horrible, like cringeworthy matches or anything, but like from back when he first started in 2020 to now, to be honest, like, gotta give the devil his due. Like, that man is really doing a really exceptionally well job. Like, to be honest, he still has a ways to go to being like up there with, Eddie Guerrero and his father and things like that. But I just feel like he just need to pave his own way and make his own path and just be Dominic Mysterio. You know what I mean? So we'll just see how everything goes. But to end the match, Finn Balor ends up kicking him upside the head while he was on the ropes or whatever, and then he sets him up for the 619. 1, 2, 3. Everyone's fave, Dom Mysterio won the match with the big splash. 1, 2, 3. That was it. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of thought it was gonna be like the decision was kind of gonna be reversed, but it's like every time when Rhea kind of beefs up Dom, like for some reason he just like, I gotta win this match, and then all of a sudden he just wins. Like, I don't know. I gotta make mommy happy. Like, I don't know. She just has like something to just make him click, and he just was like, gotta do it. So I don't know, but yeah, he won. And then after the match, the Miz gets beat down. DIY comes out, clears the ring. They was about to hit the little double team move, and then Finn pulls JD out, and hey, saves the day. Almost clinked that man's clock, huh? But I'm interested in seeing DIY and them in the tag team match, championship match with Finn Balor and Damian Priest, and how that's like gonna formulate. Because I don't know, like who do you guys think is gonna win between DIY and Judgment Day for the tag team championships? Comment down below and let me know. But the next match, the next segment is Damian Priest. He does he does an interview, and oh my goodness, R-Truth, 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 R-Truth. JT. No, but he comes in and he interrupts his interview segment before it really like picks up. And he said, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I just wanted to give you a cut, man." So he said, "Look, Truth, I appreciate that and all, but not right now." So I think he finished it before he said something. He was like, "Oh, not right now?" He said, "Yeah, not right now." So he was like, "All right, cool, bet." So then he comes out and he lets it be known that basically Drew loves living in yesteryear and how he was the man and the world champion and he carried the company on his back and yada, yada, yada. But he's going to bring him back to reality when he gives him his punishment tonight. So I'm like, okay. Getting a little spicy. Can't wait to that main event. So then we get to the next segment, and this is when Bronson Reed is basically challenging Jey Uso to a match, since they're both on the same collision course to becoming champions, this year. Since he said it's his year, Jey Uso said it's his year, so we need to just go ahead and get this out the way and see who the better man. So we're gonna see how everything formulates with that situation. So yeah. So then we get into Chad Gable versus Ivar. Not gonna lie, I wasn't really that invested into this match like that, but I'm not gonna lie. Wow, that Ivar's too big to be trying to do moonsaults over the top rope. Oh my goodness, that man is like 450 pounds. Like, goodness gracious. I don't see how y'all be breathing after them. But they had a really, really good back and forth match. Like, they definitely how Chad started off. Like, he did like a spinning heel kick, and then he did something off the top rope, and then he just was like sticking and moving. And then, they had a little back and forth. Like, it was very back and forth-ish and everything. I remember, I think Ivar wound up like suplexing him out the ring or something like that, and then he ended up like trying to drag him back with him. He was like, you going by yourself, bro." It was just crazy. And then he wound up doing a splash like over. He dived on him like outside the ropes. I mean, outside the ring onto him. Outside, I was like, oh, I thought it was over from there. But I ain't gonna lie, I kind of did think that like Chad was about to get him with the ankle lock or whatever, but he ended up not tapping out. So he did it twice, and I'm like, ooh, reminiscence of Kurt Angle, man. You better go ahead and let that man just go ahead and tap out. Now remember, one of my favorite parts is when like he tried to do like a superplex or something like that. So he ended up flipping back, and then he wound up grabbing him and doing another German suplex. This is like probably the second or third one that he did. And for the second one, he ended up getting on the top rope. And then here comes Valhalla. Like she's some freaking witch. So then he just like, "Can you get down? Like, lady, nobody called for you." So then all of a sudden, Ivar just ends up like taking him, like just throwing him down. And the way he like fell, for a minute, I thought he landed on his head. I said, "No, please." So I guess since the referee didn't like throw up the X sign, I guess he was okay. Ivar ends up like diving out on him with that moonsault, this time hitting him. 1, 2, 3. Match is over. Damn. Chad Gable came to play. But baby, he ain't come to slay. That beast is still on the loose. So like that was actually a really, really good match actually. So I do like that match. It was good. It was pretty good. So now the commentary crowd is trying to hype up the They're trying to hype up the crowd for CM Punk and Cody Rhodes segment. I was very intrigued to see like how everything was gonna go because they both like talk very well. It was just so crazy because they both come out, they make their interests, like the fans are both like solemnly behind their side or whatever, and they're kind of split on like who they want to win. So not Cody, CM Punk wound up saying, you know what, I just want to enjoy this moment or whatever for a while before we, get into some things. So Cody said, what do you guys want to talk about, especially you, CM Punk? He said, your father. So I'm like, ooh. Oh, so we just gonna hit it right on there, huh? So it didn't go the way that I thought it was. So he was like, no, what I'm saying? I just want to tell a story how, I help basically he basically did a favor for Dusty Rhodes. Cody was coming up, I think it was sometime during 2007. He said, hey, what I'm saying, I want you to just go ahead and bring my son up or whatever, like show him through the ropes. He told him that like he was a good kid and didn't really get too much trouble that he can talk his way out of, yada yada yada. And he lets it be known that he grown to respect Cody and everything like that. But he lets him know that basically, long story short, that at the Royal Rumble, what I'm saying, like I'm not gonna be looking out for you, I'm gonna be looking for you, and I'm going to toss you out, and I'm going to crush your dreams, and you're not gonna finish your story, at least not on my watch. This Royal Rumble, I'm winning it. So he lets it be known that they kind of, just to get like into it just a little bit, not give too much, but basically they go back and forth, and he lets it be known that I think he said something about Cody said something about, oh, I'm more CM Punk than you are. And then they ended up like, oh, so you really want to get into it? And then he said something about the pipe bomb, and it was very innovative, and it was very motivating or something like that. And then he ends up saying that then you left, you didn't even pass the baton, this, that, and the third. But basically, to end the segment, they both basically tell each other that, at the Royal Rumble, there are no friends. And, like, it is what it is, like the best man wins. So then they have to stare off. They kind of like nose to nose, and I was like, oh my goodness. You could just smell the breath on the television. So they ended up having a face off. So I definitely do have them being at the bottom two. But like I said, we're gonna see like how everything works out or pans out. Definitely these two are like really, really great workers. Great in-ring workers, can talk on the mic all over, like great WWE superstars. Like they have a very, very bright future ahead of them. So like I said, we're gonna see how everything pans out with that. Indi Hartwell and Candice LeRae have a tag team match against Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. It was a pretty decent match. Not gonna lie, it wasn't like a whole lot to really get into. Like it was a pretty decent match, but not gonna lie, I wasn't really that invested. But at the end of the match, Zoe Stark ends up like getting the tag while Shayna had the Coquina clutch on Candice LeRae. And I'm still trying to figure out, did Candice LeRae ever tag out? Like, because even like when the break happened, like she was still like in the match. So I'm like, you didn't ever tag in your girl? Like, so basically after she hits the Coquina clutch, she gets tagged. She ends up like getting Candice LeRae up, and then hit the Z360, and they won over Candice LeRae and Indi Hartwell. Your winners, Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. So then after that, they have a standoff with the women's tag team champions. They ended up, after Zoe and Shayna left the arena, they got attacked by the Kabuki Warriors, and they laid them out, the tag team women's champions, Katana Chance and Kaden. I'm very interested in seeing how everything's going to play out, but I don't know. I feel like Kaden and Katana are not going to lose those championships. I don't know why. I have a feeling. I bet like the Kabuki Warriors, they're going to go out on their shield, though. Trust and believe that. It's not going to be... It's not going to be a pretty sight. She got her girl with her now. Asuka got her girl with her now. So the next segment, Drew has an interview, And Drew basically... So basically, Drew lets it be known that he is not ready, that Damian Priest is not ready to be a world heavyweight champion. So, you know what I'm saying, you have to have the mindset. And then he said something about, oh, I'm tired of these false narratives and people spinning the story. You know what I'm saying? I had people come up to me and really say that, like, I saved their lives and this, that, and the third. And, you know, tonight I'm taking care of Damian. So then we get into the next segment, and it is Damage Control, and they are like ravishing in what they did tonight. And even though, you know, Bayley wasn't able to take out Nia or or Becky Lynch, so they basically just raveling in, you know, what they did earlier in the night. So then Adam Pearce comes out and he said, "Oh, you happy about what you did?" No. First it was Natty, and then Tegan Nox came out and they was like, "Oh, you're happy about what you did," and this, that, and the third. And she said, "Why does it matter? Yes, we're happy about it. Like, girl, like, this has nothing to do with you." She said, "It does have to do with me because you on my show. You on SmackDown." So then, you know, Adam Pearce said, you know, basically dismissed Natty and to Tegan Nox. And then he said, "Look, I invited y'all here or whatever to basically promote SmackDown. I mean, promote the Royal Rumble. And I didn't invite you to sit up there and cause havoc." She said, Bayley said, "You might as well get used to it, though, because, you know, once, you know, the Kabuki Warriors win the tag team championships, we going to be around a lot more often. Trust that." I said, ooh. So I was like, you better talk your big one. You better talk your big one, Bayley. AKA the Royal Rumble winner. So then that's when Jinder Mahal came out, and I guess he wants to have a conversation with Adam Pearce as well. So now, finally, we're going to get into the main event. Of course. It was a very, very good main event, though, to be honest. Like, it was very hard hitting. They both was not trying to back up down an inch. Like, very, very good match. Very hard hitting. Some chops. So I remember at one point in time, Damian hit like that Falcon Arrow on the announcer's table. I was like, whew. I hope he ain't hit one of them iPads, because, baby, it's going to be the end for that back. So they ended up having a really, really good match. Hard hitting, like two big brawling dudes. But towards the end, man, I tell you, R-Truth just won't quit. So he petitioning to be a part of Judgment, the official Judgment Day. So basically, he comes out to distract the Drew McIntyre. He ends up tossing him in the ring, and then he ends up trying to do the Claymore kick. So then after he misses the Claymore kick, he hits his Damian hits his not Broken Arrow. He hits his finisher on him, and then like he can't get the three because the referee's busy with freaking R-Truth. So he can't even pin him. He just like, so he was just so pissed off. He was like, "Get out of here." So he just throws him off out of the ring. So then in the midst of all that happening, he wound up turning right into a Claymore kick. 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest loses the match, unfortunately. Yeah. Drew McIntyre came to win. I don't know why. I had a feeling he was going to win, though. Like, because the way they're, like, building up Drew, I don't know why. I just felt like they was going to have Damian lose this match. But it was a really, really good match. Like, I really do give kudos to Damian. Like, to be honest, I do not, absolutely do not want him to have a failed cash in. Please let that man win the world championship. Like, I'm going to be so disappointed if, like, he does a failed cash in. Like, that man been putting in work all year last year. I don't even care if it's only for a month. Let that man be world champion, for real. Like, but overall, I do feel like this was a pretty decent show. A really, really good show of Raw before Royal Rumble. Let me know, how did you feel about tonight's Raw and everything? You know, like, share, subscribe, everything like that. And, you know, get my engagement up and everything. I see y'all viewing me. Y'all really fooling what to do. Like, I'm fooling with that. But anywho's, you know, let me know, how did you feel about the show and everything like that. And yeah, this is CJ signing out.